Tuesday, February 24th. Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at the front yard growing area, and if there's a car that goes by I'm going to pause and not talk over it, so if you hear me stopping that could be that a car's coming by. Nothing wrong with the audio. So with the season coming on, our spring, we're waiting on a couple of things, the temperature to warm up, and more importantly the sun angle to change, so that we get more and more growing area. So you'll notice here there's shade, and in this sliver here actually, this is where we grow our summer sweet corn. When the sun angle is right, this is the most amount of sunlight we get, and the sweet corns need a lot of sun. So I'm looking beyond and I see 3 cars coming up the road, so I'm going to stay here for a little bit and talk about what else is growing on. Over there, there is going to be a plastic tarp that I put down, and I'm trying to see, since I have that remnant piece, if I can use the black color to warm up the soil, especially for watermelon. I've had a watermelon harvest drought for the last 2 years. For one reason or another, when I put our transplants down, they didn't take off, so hopefully we'll get a harvest this year. And then the other thing that we're going to go over there and look at is that patch over there where it's sunny, so we grow where the sun is. And we're going to have different types of vegetables that we harvest. If you're new to the channel, I grow succession, meaning I'll grow different types of plants, but few plants, so that we have a fresh harvest and variety when we eat. So rather than harvest, 6 broccolis and having to eat broccoli until we get sick of it, we plant one plant at a time, and then we plant different plants so that we have variety. So that's our succession planting. And then this space around this stump here, I started to try to utilize it to grow things. So I created some growing areas by using the trimmings as jigsaw pieces to try to create a growing area. So let's look at this first. So I got a new growing area right here. So I'm going to put some flowers, and then over here got some arugula here, and then over there we got some freesias, and then with the hollowed out portions of the tree where it was starting to rot from the inside, I made some planters, and so we have some bachelor buttons in there. And let's see if the ambulance is gonna give you a call as it drives by. Nope. Okay. We got some potatoes. You'll see succession potatoes, and then this is a forsythia plant. It's an ornamental plant and very popular east of the Mississippi. So when I visited, I was very surprised that these grow into large hedge walls. So very interesting. And then over here we have some cover crop. This is fava bean. And I'm going to try to remember to look at the camera to check on the lighting, because it might, with the shadow, it's hard for you to see. But right now is a good time for me to come out and show you what we have growing on. We have a hedge of artichokes, and some of the artichokes are starting to form. Let me try to find some for you. And then we also have a low border of lacy phacelia. This is we're growing this as a cover crop, and also as something to soften up this space here, so that it doesn't look so harsh. We get some layering, and then here's some artichokes. So really good for your liver. You can boil them in a broth, bone broth, or you can let them grow a little bit bigger and eat the hearts, stir fry the hearts. And then we also have some wheat. This is Durham wheat. We grow it as a cover crop, and these are grown as treats for chickens. Maybe one day I'll go and thresh them all, and we'll make some flour. But in the meantime, they're used as a cover crop to soften up the space and give interest. And over here we have our some of our Italian heirlooms. So this is a Violetto heirloom cauliflower, and it looks like a broccoli, but at the same time it has these cauliflower features. It's very similar to the Toisan sprouting type of cauliflower, and you grow it for kind of like the stalks here. So it's a very interesting vegetable. And it's supposed to make side shoots. And we're seeing a side shoot plant, which is this is even more interesting. There's a side shoot plant that comes from the bottom. And then in the back, here is a broccoli. So we have a broccoli over here. And then we have a volunteer, let me get my cable for my mic. A volunteer broccoli rab. It's also known as rapini. This is an Italian heirloom. And it makes these crowns here like this. And it's very similar to, if you're familiar with Asian vegetables, very similar to choy sum. And you would pinch this off and you can do a cut and come again harvest. So this is a very good, this one's very easy to grow. And very tasty if you like vegetables. Let's see, I'm looking at what else we have. We also have some non-sweet corn that we grow in the back. If you can imagine, we use corn plants as cover crop. So if there's space, we'll plant them for ornamental appeal. And then with the corn, we can feed it to our chickens. The stalks, corn stalks, they're part of the grass family, so they absorb a lot of the potassium, which you can collect. And then over here, when we grow our potatoes, we can use it as straw. It will eventually release the potassium back into the soil. And if we keep that going, there should be enough potassium for our potato plants to grow. And then over here, as I swing this way, there is some red cabbage that we're growing. I can't remember if I'm timing that for St. Patrick's Day or not. It's one of my favorite types of cabbage to grow. It's pretty easy. Got some gailon here. This is winter ride, is a good cover crop. And space filler. We have some onions here. We can grow onions in a very long season, so I have some early ones, and then around March is when it's ideal to start seed, so we'll start the bulk of it. But here we can get some what I call spring onions. So when people say spring onions, they're onions that are smaller heads, and you harvest them in the spring, so we'll get some onions. And then here is another type of sprouting broccoli, but this is a Happy Rich, and its flavor is very similar to gailon. And then we have another plant next to it. So if I swing over here, we have, this is a cauliflower that's in succession. And then we have a Furel 70 that we harvested the other day. So keep that in mind, how it's similar to the Violetto. And then this is the red acre cabbage. Out front we have our, if you have visiting this for the first time, we have a Genoa lemon. And that's pretty much all that's growing over here. Here's the succession of the potatoes. So I'm going to show you some potatoes that we harvested. And then we have this sunflower that we're enjoying. It's done now, so it's going to go to seed, but we have other sunflowers growing. So I'm going to, let's see, take you inside and show you our harvest, because with succession harvesting, it's really hard to show the product in a way that people can appreciate the abundance, because we're so used to seeing abundance as like a big bushel of something. But with succession harvest, you eat it before you have anything of mass and quantity to show. But let me give you a quick look at this is our backyard garden. And if you're visiting for the first time, again, this is where we grow. And then we have the pasture over there where we let the chickens hang out and get the grass. And then we built more growing space up there. So looking forward to this year, because we're going to grow a lot of things on that terrace over there. And I wanted to show you, this is bok choy. But I wanted to show you give you a preview of all the things that we're excited for, which are like peppers here. We have some more pepper seedlings in there, and some other things, coriander, Vietnamese coriander, culantro, and other types of things. And then over there, let me zoom in since I have the camera to be able to zoom. We have our shallots, and this is our early shallots. In a couple weeks, we're going to start a bunch of more seeds for a big harvest that we can collect and store. But for now, those are our early ones. some more sunflowers. So let me take you inside and zoom out here and show you our harvest. Let's see, is it messy? Oh, it's not too messy today. All right, in the fridge. So here's what we have. So these are some of the potatoes that we harvested from our bed, that big bed over there. We got this Asian cabbage, and we're at a point where we're growing to where we kind of have a problem. We're not keeping up with eating, so we're storing them. This is our cauliflower. This is a Skywalker, and then this is the Fieldwell 70 cauliflower. It's the sprouting type. And remember when we were talking about the Violetto cauliflower? So I think it's very similar. The difference would be that the Violetto would be purple in color, and then these curds up here, these are more traditional cauliflower curds, whereas the Violetto has curds that are very similar to broccoli. So those are our harvests, and then also where we had that smaller patch of potatoes, we had the Magic Molly potatoes, which are harvested, and they're in here. All right, that's gonna be it for today. We're gonna continue working on the front yard to grow some more stuff, create more growing areas, and then grow more plants in succession. So thanks for visiting, and we'll see you in the next video.